when he shot him. I understand, Richard, but when you just refer to Ferguson, it's important that the audience understand what you mean. Let me get back to Kevin. Let me give the floor to Kevin because there was a lot to unpack in what you said. Go ahead, Kevin Jackson.
Well, first of all, I wish you had a cop here in the studio so he could blow my brains out while I was listening to Richard. What a bunch of nonsense. We actually have a city that's 40% higher in crime rate than the national average. Richard probably can't tell you the number of people who were killed in that city over the last year, which, by the way, was 62. He doesn't tell you that 35% of the city is black, but they represent 67% of the homicides, and he wants to blame cops. I'd ask a very simple question. Where were the cops when all the other crimes were going on? Is this the only time that the Charlotte cops have had a problem in that city, or have they had a problem for decades? It's only when somebody gets shot that the race pimps come out and they start making an issue out of something. You got people down there partying because the left narrative is yet again being brought forward, and they know it's a lie. You look at all the statistics that support that. You look at all the statistics of cops killing police. You look at all the statistics of police officers killing blacks, and Richard knows he's being disingenuous.
You know, Richard, the problem is that the facts in this case in particular seem, you know, unless you completely discount what the police officers are telling us, and they have seen the body camera video and they have seen the pictures, they're not releasing them yet, but they will eventually, and if it's all lies, it's going to come out, is that this shooting might not be the one to make the point, right? That this man may have pulled a gun on these cops.
Neither was Ferguson.
But the question is, can you have rioting in the streets? Can you have people getting shot? Can you have, you know, things being thrown at the police officers every time there's an officer-involved shooting where the person who is shot is African American, even if the shooting, by the accounts of the independent eyewitnesses even, was brought on by the man who was shot?
Well, there's a couple points. There's a couple things to unpack there. First, I am no poverty pimp. I don't know where that line came from Kevin. Two, clearly he's also got his talking points from the alt-right and blaming this on the left. But you cannot blame what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the video was there. Even Donald Trump himself.
I'm not talking about Tulsa, Richard.
But you can't look at these things in a vacuum. Once again, the right and people like Kevin want to view this as one case at a time.
You know nothing more than anybody else about
pattern. Are you going to let me finish?
Let Richard finish.
This is a pattern here. It's over and over. We see this. We saw this in the Walter Scott case, just down the street from Charlotte, where he was shot in the back by a police officer. Once again, we have seen 400 years of compounded bigotry and racism play itself out in policies in police departments across this country. And if you have to be blind not to see it, or you have to be a self-hating black person, either or.
Hey, let me tell you, that's exactly right, Richard. Self-hating black person. The fact of the matter is, you can't name the last black person shot by another black person in any city, but you can certainly glom on to these because that's what you love to do.
Why are we talking
about? That's what you love to do.
We can talk about why.